Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. So, it's time to talk about Cyberpunk 2077. And let me be honest here. I believe some people will be disappointed about this game. Sadly, that is the reality. The thing is, the hype train has been running for a reasonable amount of time, 7 years. I would say for 4 years it was a little bit quiet, but 3 years down the line, the fucking thing go full speed, no stop, and we are arriving on less than a month for release, so yeah. There's no stopping the beast anymore. But the thing is, Cyberpunk is an open world game, and for the people who more or less already know what they are in for it, they won't be disappointed. I will put my opinion up front here and where I'm coming from. The only reasons that I would be disappointed would be first technical issues like bugs, a lot of those. I can survive a couple. Hell, I played Skyrim and Fallout 4 on release, so bugs are not something that I'm very prone to criticize. I will complain, but will not get out of my. It will not pull me out of the experience. Like or not, bugs can be fixed, and CD Projekt Red does tend to stick with the game for a reasonable period of time. On the same veins, problems on gameplay, being combat or driving, and something along the lines of saving corrupt problems of our bugs. Those are the technical issues, then yeah, will make me complain a lot about those. And if those happen, yes, I will complain about it. The major problems for me would be storytelling things, for example, bad dialogue options, bad blend characters, bad storytelling, too short of a main campaign, and that's something that I'm still on the fence about it. Like they said, it will be shorter than Witcher 3, but it will be 30 hours plus, so still fairly decent. And just talking about main campaign, not story, side quests, and so on and so forth. So I'm still believing the content will be enough. But that's the thing. In my case, those are the things that can really damage the game for me. Anything else besides that, I don't give a flying fuck. But, but, I do believe a lot of people don't quite know what they want from the game. They just are in the hype train, and because the game won't deliver, the next coming of Christ will be then not the best invention created by man since sliced bread or fire. But yeah, that's going to disappoint some people. Now, Upper Echelon did a great video about the positive side, the quote-unquote positive side, of that people will defend Cyberpunk. And there will be people who will defend Cyberpunk to the death. That's his reality, that's how things go. And as he said, there will be people who will rise through popularity because the right video with the right name, with the right thumbnail will catch fire, and that will be their springboard, and Cyberpunk will be their springboard to a great career on the site. And because of that, people will have some monetary incentive to maintain Cyberpunk on the good light. But you can't forget there will be people who have the exact opposite feel. First, we already know that's the fact because I firmly believe that right now, at the moment that you're watching or just hearing this, somebody on the click already are writing their articles for the release of Cyberpunk without even touching the game about the usual thing. I'm not gonna tell you what it is because you are smart enough to already get this stud what it is. And they will release those articles. 1 day, 2 days, really pushing 3 days prior to release. They will want to catch the 1 day after or 1 day before that window so the articles catch more fire. And those will be the articles that will be shared by the people who will have a more or less negative view of the game itself. And of course, in time, those articles gonna be debunked, because that's how things go. But the click happened, a lot of people will caught up with the information, a lot of people will maintain that information, and shit will hit the fan again. Now, if you're thinking, oh, that's never gonna happen, let us remind then last week, uh, to be honest, more 2 weeks ago, there was the crunch stuff. CD Projekt Red said they would do crunch to finish the game. Now, my opinion on crunch is always the same. As long as developers are being paid what they deserve for the crunch, it's a reality, and sometimes it is necessary. Now, of course, crunch may lead to some slop work here and there, and will probably create some problems that may need to be fixed along the lines of post-launch support for the game. That is more or less the reality of the subject. But everyone run has the fact that CD Projekt Red did say that, oh, we are breaking the promise of no mandatory crunch. Now, first, if you search for the article for Game Informer and the interview, you would notice there was a vote for it. A new delay of 6 weeks, or during 6 weeks, an extra day of work. Remember, paid. They are being paid what they deserve for the work. Therefore, it's questionable decision. Second, uh, we not gonna do mandatory crunch. Although, again, it's debatable if having a vote uh, qualifies as mandatory or not. But, well, that's life. Was in January, before our lovely pandemic hit. And because of that, even if CD Projekt Red said, oh, we don't believe that it will affect, we have to understand that is reality. Last but not least, right about now, with the amount of delays that CD Projekt Red suffer on Cyberpunk 2077, we already have a lot of people who are on the negative spectrum, and that a new delay could damage the game. Before you and all of those people saying, no, we would be okay with a delay, you right now sitting and watching the video, yes. Think on the rest of the world. Yeah, I know you already noticed that interesting thing. And those same people who are now writing articles complaining about the crunch would write articles complaining that the game would be delayed. Saying, and probably saying this would be the next Duke Nukem Forever. Simple things like that would be starting to be called out by the same people. So it was more or less fuck if you do, fuck if you don't question. But the reality is simple. There was crunch, paid over time, and in the end, CD Projekt Red will release more or less, hopefully, on the 19th of November this game. Points taken. But as I said, yes, there will be the articles from the Click and all of those fun faces on YouTube too. And sadly, a new face that I didn't expect, but well, California is a fucking hell of a drug. The thing is, ladies and gentlemen, my biggest advice is log off of Twitter. If you really want to see gameplay or stuff like that, go for the people who are not involved on this cultural war bullshit. Temper your hype. Try to slow down. And really, a good idea is look up of the source material for the game, because that would give you more or less an idea. If you don't really know what you're going into, try to give a look on the source material. You're gonna have a more great time if you understand what you're like jumping into. Now, remember, CD Projekt Red tends to deliver post-game support, so even if the campaign clocks out on a 30 hour, 35 hours, Who knows what they will deliver in the post what they will deliver on the post development of the game. And hell, besides all of this, besides all of that bullshit, besides all the people who will defend this game to the death, even if there are problems, the people who will try to burn this game on the stake because it doesn't align on their side of the ideological warfare that we suffer today, especially the game releasing on November of all the fucking months. I have to say one thing, and I will finish in this. Even with all of that, the reason because Cyberpunk will be this social event, this phenomenon, there is a good thing to come out of it. There will be a couple people who will make the video. The right thumbnail, the right title, the catch thing, and because of that, Cyberpunk will springboard their career on the site. And right about now, I fully believe the site is a lot more stagnant than before. Uh, I think we still lack a couple of good reviewers because, well, there is not much. Most of the or 5 minute videos, short reviews that doesn't delve enough on topics that people would want, or people who are more focused on the cultural side of the game instead the political side of the game instead of the actual let's players were more or less not the great. We don't have any new personalities for it. So in the end, I do hope that Cyberpunk bring some new faces to light and more people talking, for example, about the lore of the universe because the universe has a lot of lore. Maybe we get a couple new tabletops, RPs on the channel to on the site about the game because those are fun. Because let me be honest, a lot of the people who usually do this thing, do this site, more or less work on it. More or less, they all becoming involved in this cultural war, and that is really fucking this site up. Because they will do whatever it takes to, like, damage the other side, and if you are in the other side of the cultural war, no matter what side you are, they will do their best to, like, grind you in some way, in some shape. So yeah, in all honest, my hope is that Cyberpunk be a social phenomenon. And in the end, that Cyberpunk be the best game that it can be. I hope CD Projekt Red is capable of delivering the best. I hope they will be able to deliver the greatest gameplay that we ever saw. And things like that. I truly believe they are. Bugs and things like that, I believe they can fix on post-launch. New content, I hope they deliver, and I'm willing to pay for extra expansion if they do in the same way they did with The Witcher 3. And I just want to finish in one more thing. For you, the developer, the ground floor developer who are working 6 days a week, and besides the paycheck, you're never gonna receive any praise from anyone else, who are afraid of commemorating the game that you worked for 7 fucking years gone gold. May not be worth that much, but I praise you for your hard work. Without you, this game would not be releasing or anything like that, and this video would not exist, so you deserve a lot more praise than you probably receive. So, congratulations for you to finish the game, to bring this world alive for many and many people, and I hope that in the end, you're happy with the work that you did, as I will be happy by enjoying the product that you are delivering to us. Ladies and gentlemen, this is more of a sappy and positive video. Strangely enough, something I don't do usually. That's more or less a lie, because if you notice, there's more positive videos than negatives on the channel, but the negatives do more views, so it's life. See you guys next time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. This was the video. If you enjoyed, leave it a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. If you have anything to say, please leave a comment. And if you want to see what the hell is gonna be coming next on this mess, subscribe. And see you guys on the next episode.